couple of red-hot teams square off tonight in Chicago Stadium. The Chicago Blackhawks have lost only 5 times in 24 starts. The New York Islanders are 7 in a row without a loss. Hello again, everybody. Pat Foley and Dale Talon from the stadium. There wasn't much of an all-star break. They call it a break, but this is just a regular week for both of these clubs. And the Islanders have really turned things around. They're up among the league leaders now.
Well, they really are. They're tied for 5th overall as far as the 21 teams in the league. They've got some young players that are starting to play to their potential. And they've got some veterans that are starting to get back into their groove, Trottier being one of them, coming off an off year last year. He's really played well. And then they've got their great sniper in Michael Bossy. He's a great player. Never has he scored under 50 goals in a season in his career in the National Hockey League. He's once again leading this team in scoring. He's 4th overall in the NHL with 82 points. He has 38 goals. He's well on his way to another 50 or 60 goal season.
Well, he's 4th in the league in scoring. The Blackhawks have the number 5 scorer.
Dennis Savard with 80 points, 5th overall in the National Hockey League. And with any luck at all in the early going of the season, he'd have 10, 15, maybe 20 more points, and he'd be challenging for 2nd place overall in the scoring. He's having his finest season ever, and he's had 2 good games against the Islanders in the previous 2 encounters on the island.
And so have the Blackhawks. The Hawks have taken 3 points out of 4 against this Islander team. It's been many, many years since the Hawks have done that well against the Islanders.
That's for sure. It was like 12 years the last time they'd won in the island. They broke that jinx, had a good game the last time in there, ended up in a tie. This should be an exciting game. 2 teams that are playing extremely well. The Hawks would like to avenge that loss to Toronto. I don't think they were quite ready for that particular team, but I'm sure they'll be ready for this one, because this one will be a real tough game.
There is a sidebar to this story, and that is the starting goaltender for the New York Islanders is Billy Smith. He was roundly greeted, as you might expect tonight, with a chorus of boos when his name was announced. This will be the first time he's faced the Blackhawks since the incident with Kurt Frazier last year. We'll have to keep an eye on that situation.
Well, we definitely will keep an eye on it, because Kurt Frazier said that he would get back at Billy Smith for breaking his jaw. And should be interesting. Frazier's on the starting lineup. I wonder if they'll go at him right off the bat.
It won't take long to find out. The teams are on the ice. The first period face-off is coming up. First, we'll pause and enjoy the anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the broad go on, the bombs bursting in us, they proved through the night, and our flag was silver. Oh, say does spangled
Officials for the game tonight, the referee will be veteran Brian Lewis and the linesmen Leon Stickle and Mark Vine.
Bob Sauvé gets the start as Bob Pulford continues alternating his goaltenders. Sauvé 12-7-1, 3.62 goals against average. He's 10-2 in his last 12 games. The veteran Billy Smith, who's undefeated in his last 6 straight games. His first game in a long while against the Blackhawks, and he's 15-7-3, 3.66 goals against average.
Joey Murray opens between Olczyk and Frazier for Chicago with Brent Sutter, Dwayne Sutter, and Mikko Mikela for the New York Islanders. Here's the draw, controlled by the Hawks. Joey Murray coming into the Islander zone, left it for Olczyk. Shoot! He shot it wide, and it bounces high into the air, taken by Dwayne Sutter. Tried to clear, he hit the referee. Frazier held it in centering. Came through to the near side. Michaela pushed it out to center ice. Now they bang on the boards, and the Hawks come up with it. Ben Wilson on the far side. He shot one into the Islander end. Ken Morrow gets back, but he's out hustled by Frazier to Olczyk. Centered one. That's intercepted by the Islanders. Here's Dwayne Sutter. He comes to center and shoots one in. Islanders changing on the move as the Blackhawks Bob Murray clears it down into New York territory. Here's Gordon Deneen. His pass stolen by Lysiak. Centered Sutter. And a save by Smith. Daryl Sutter, a howitzer. And Billy Smith, an acrobatic save.
A nice mattress pass by Lysiak along the boards into the deep slot. Sutter coming on a flare change. Let it go on the fly, and Billy Smith, just at the last second, able to deflect it into the crowd with the top part of his glove.
Daryl Sutter got all of that when he had it labeled for the corner. And Smith, lunging to his left, got a piece. Face off to the left of the veteran Smith. Here's the draw. Taken by Dennis Potvin for the Islanders. Gave it to Deneen. Back to Potvin. He shot it to center. Here's Mike Bossy into the Hawk zone. Bossy stopping on the far side. Centered one. Bounces into the corner. Trottier. He's tied up there. Now they battle away on the boards. Airy Handpod digs it out. Centered with a shot. Solve the save. Great save on Mike Bossy, and the Hawks shoot it down all the way. This will be an icing call against Chicago. So both goaltenders are tested in the first 2 minutes of the game.
Handpog in behind the net got the puck out to Bossy. The Hawks have done a great job against Bossy in the previous 2 games. Handpog just called up to replace the injured Clark Gillies on the roster. Sauve looked behind him. He wasn't quite sure where the puck was after he got a piece of it. Bossy, even tied up, he's able to get the shot away as O'Callahan had the stick between his legs.
Draw to the left of Sauve. Lysiak and John Tonelli getting ready. Tonelli, normally a winger, playing center now with the injury to Pat LaFontaine. Here's the draw. Cleared out to center, Lysiak. Lysiak over the line. Got around to check, moving in. The shot. Smith the save. Now a centering pass bouncing around in front. Sutter chopped at it, couldn't connect. Bob Murray holds it in for Lysiak. He rolled it to Bergevin. Here's the shot. Smith the save. Rebound far side. Bob Murray. His drive. Hit the goal post. Rebound to Gilbert. We're going to have a penalty coming up. A big scramble in front of the Islander net. Smith was knocked down, and Brown and Boyd both went down to the ice. We'll tell you about the penalties in just a moment. There's no score in the early going. Back after this on Sports Vision and WBBM.
The first penalty goes to the Islanders' Randy Boyd for holding. Billy Smith missed the shot from the point as it hit the post. And Billy Smith with some nice acting. You have to be careful with him. You lay a glove on him, he'll go down. But Boyd gets the first penalty as he held up Keith Brown.
Well, you're right when you say you lay a glove on Smith, he'll go down. But that time, nobody even touched him, and down he went. All right, Hawks with a power play. Here's Brown to the far point. Rolled it in behind the net. Frazier. Heard Frazier left it there. Olczyk out to the line for Brown. Here's the shot. That hit somebody in front. Here's Ben Wilson holding it in. Wilson chopped it along the near side. Into the corner goes Frazier. Now he and Smith bump. Frazier got the wood up, and he's going to get a penalty. Kurt Frazier saw that Billy Smith was around him, and he definitely seemed to get the elbow and possibly the stick up as well. And Brian Lewis, I'm sure, very aware of the situation, and he was right on top of it, and Frazier will get a penalty here.
Billy Smith out of the net. Now Frazier sees the opportunity. Smacks him with the glove hand and then whacks him with the stick as well.
Blackhawks penalty number 8, Kurt Frazier, 2 minutes for high sticking at 2:25. Blackhawk penalty Frazier, 2 minutes for high sticking at 2:25.
Well, you said it right at the outset. Kurt Frazier was not reserved about the fact that he was going to get back at Smith if he ever did get the opportunity, and it didn't take long tonight for him to give Smith a whack.
There's really nothing wrong with that penalty either. You've got a man advantage, sure, but it's early in the game. You want to maybe take Smith away from his game, which is trying to stop the puck, get his concentration level off the puck.
4 skaters aside as the draw is taken by the Islanders. Trottier in his own end. He gave it to Ken Morrow. Now Bossy. Mike Bossy on right wing. Waits for the traffic to clear, then rolled it over the line, but Trottier had stepped in offside.
Bossy and Trottier, they're red hot. Between the two of them, in their last 20 games, total games, they scored 17 goals. Bossy has scored 9 in his last 10. Trottier has scored 8 in his last 10. And they set up a game winner last night in overtime in the All-Star game. Bossy with a nice feed to Trottier in a 2-on-1.
Face-off outside the Chicago line. Dennis Savard, who had 2 assists in the All-Star game last night, gets ready for the draw with Brent Sutter, and here's the face-off cleared into the Islander end. Stefan Pearson backboard. Pearson gave it to Brent Sutter. He lost the handle. Savard takes it away. Savard into the slot. Put it back to the line. O'Callaghan walks in, shoots, and a save by Smith. He kicks it all the way back to center ice. Now O'Callaghan tries to clear, didn't get it out. Pearson at the line. Near side to Michaela, center one. Here's a shot. Sauve the save. Nice save on Thomas Janssen. And the Hawks try to move back. Savard will make a hand pass to O'Callaghan after he had been knocked down, and the whistle sounds.
Savard that time was hooked. Play acted and then was hooked again, and he was legitimately hooked and fell it. But he was his own worst enemy there, as Lewis wouldn't go for it the second time. He's hooked here, and he's just going to pretend like he's going to go down. And then the second time, he's really hooked.
The broadcast rights to this game have been granted to Sports Vision and WBBM by the Chicago Blackhawks solely for the entertainment of our audience. Any reproduction or other use of this program without the consent of Sports Vision and BBM AM is prohibited. Now 40 seconds left on the Islander penalty. Then they'll have a man advantage, but just for 20 seconds. Face off in the Hawk zone. There's the draw. Gord Dineen tries to center one. Brent Sutter tied up in front. Now digging it out. Michaela rips it in front. The shot hit the goal post. Deflected by Brent Sutter right off the post. Here comes Savard back. Savard racing over the Islander line. Moving and shoots. Smith the save. Rebound to the near side. Secord trying to hold it in. Couldn't do it as Brent Sutter able to get it to center, but then he's tied up and they'll hold it along the board.
Well, the Hawks get a break. The deflection off the shot by Michaela off the post in behind Sauve. Had Sauve beat, the puck came out behind him. And then Dennis Savard picked it up, went the length of the ice, and Billy Smith had to make a good save. Michaela's shot deflected by Brent Sutter off the post. Bounces in behind Sauve. As he looks to his left, the puck came out to his right. That's what a game of inches.
Face off in the neutral zone, now controlled by the Islanders. Here's Stefan Pearson. He gave it to Potvin. Turning at center. Now the Islander penalty is over in a short New York power play here. Pearson beating Brian Trottier. He dropped it back to Pearson. He put it over the line. Tonelli for Bossy on the near side. Mike Bossy into the corner turning. Now moving along the near board. Bossy still hanging on. Tried to center. Ludwig stole it. And he clears it out to center ice. Now the Hawk penalty over. And both teams are back at full strength. John Tonelli bumped on the far side. Got help from Potvin, who cleared it around to Pearson. Pearson, 50, broken up. Troy Berg will be in shooting. He scores! scores! Troy Murray picked off the clearing pass, and the Hawks lead 1-0.
Well, the Hawks weren't ready the other night against Toronto in the first period, but they're ready in the first period against this red-hot Islander club. Gauthier unable to handle the pass, it deflected over his stick. Troy Murray picked it up and beat Smith to the glove side with a wrist shot.
Troy Murray's 32nd goal of the year puts the Blackhawks on top 1-0. Here's the draw. Taken by the Islanders, Randy Boyd. His pass broken up. Now bouncing around, finally came to Doug Wilson. He gave it to Ken Yaremchuk back in the Hawk lineup tonight after sitting out the weekend. The lead pass missing Yaremchuk, sliding into the Islander end. On the near side, Flatley. He couldn't get it out, but then got help from Kortko, who shot it to center. And Greg Gilbert dumps it in. On the near side, Kortko got it free to Flatley. Patrick Flatley bumped by Yaremchuk. Now Yaremchuk took it away and gave it to Wayne Presley. He's also back in the lineup after missing the weekend series. Presley couldn't clear it. Now Yaremchuk is able to whack it into the Islander end. Thomas Janssen back. He feeds Flatley on right wing. His pass stolen by Brown for Lysiak over the line, trying to split the defense, and Janssen played the body well. Puck came to the near corner. Flatley for the Islanders. Couldn't get it out. Bergevin, a long shot. That sailed wide. Smith never saw it as Darryl Sutter screened him beautifully, but the shot missed the net. Back into his own end, Bergevin to Lysiak. He put it to the Islander line. Boyd has it there. Now the Islanders try to move up. Nico Michaela deflects it into the Hawk end. O'Callaghan to Bergevin, put it to the near side, stolen by Michaela, then Lysiak stepped into him heavily, as did Bergevin, and the puck came free to Larmer. Here come the Hawks. Larmer over the line to Sutter, centered one, it came right back to him, a shot! He shot it wide. Rebound into behind the Islander net. Brent Sutter put it to the far side, Larmer holding it in. Got it into the corner, and once again Brent Sutter. This time he's able to clear it into the Hawk zone. Wilson goes back. Gave it to O'Callaghan. Now Savard to center. Dennis Savard over the line. Turns on the far side. Centered in. Larmer knocked down. Couldn't pull the trigger. And here come the Islanders. Harry Hancock. His pass bouncing around. Finally stolen by Larmer. Now here's Steve Larmer clearing it ahead. The pass broken up. Bossy trying to move it. Doug Wilson, a diving poke check. Knocked it away from Bossy. And the Islanders now get it to Trottier over the line. Centered one. Doug Wilson stole that and pushed it out to center ice. Savard has it there. Dennis Savard over the line waiting for help. Now walks into the slot. He's knocked down. A penalty coming up here against the Islanders. It's Chicago 1, the Islanders nothing. A Hawk power play after this on Sports Vision and WBBM.
Larry Hancock gets the second Islander penalty for hooking Dennis Savard. Savard flying in this first period, pulled down from behind by the Finnish Hancock.
Troy Murray, assisted by Olchek, 4:47.
Face-off now in the Islanders' zone as the Hawks try to get the power play going. Here's the draw to the far side. Brown put it in behind the net. Olchek to the near side, and Troy Murray. At the line is Ben Wilson. Far point to Brown. Along the boards for Fraser. Now in behind the net is Murray. Centered one. Ben Wilson right in. Shoot! Blocked out the defense. And a Hawk penalty coming up here as Olchek and Billy Smith colliding, and Smith went down, and I think the Blackhawks will be, well, let's see. It's going to be an Islander penalty. Paul Boudelier goes off.
Boudelier got caught for elbowing Olchek, and Olchek went down rather heavily into Billy Smith. He got up slowly, but Lewis called the penalty for elbowing, and the Hawks, for a change, will have a 2-man advantage for 1 minute and 40 seconds.
2 minutes for elbowing at 7:59.
Blackhawks are back in action on Sports Vision Saturday when they travel to Quebec to face off against the Nordiques. Join Pat and myself for all the play-by-play starting at 1 o'clock on Sports Vision. Chicago's winners on cable. And a reminder, the weather is always unpredictable in Chicago, so you have to stay in touch. You can do that with BBM AM's Weather Command 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
A great opportunity here for the Blackhawks, who will have a 2-man advantage for 1 minute and 40 seconds. Hawks leading 1-0 and a chance for some breathing room here. All right, the Troy Murray line is out there with Brown and Ben Wilson at the point. Everybody tries to get ready. A couple of players jumping the gun on the faceoff. Now the draw. Troy Murray wanted to Ben Wilson at the line. Put it to Brown on the near side. Keith Brown into the corner. Frazier centered it. Deflected away to the line. Held in by Brown. Brown at the far point. Now moves into the slot for Old. Check the shot. Smith the save. Rebound. Troy Murray had a chop at it, but Smith able to smother it.
5-on-3. They'd like to get a better shot. Keith Brown gets it into Frazier. Olchek at the dot. Billy Smith plays the angle perfectly, made the save, and then covered up on Troy Murray's hack at the rebound.
Now the Savard line coming on for Chicago. It's Brian Trottier, Ken Morrow, and Dennis Potvin trying to kill it off for the Islanders. Here's the draw. Secord to the line for Doug Wilson. For Savard along the boards. Dennis Savard looking for an opening, beating Larmer. A shot is blocked by Potvin beautifully. Then Bob Murray held it in. Now to Savard, back to Murray at the line for Wilson, a one-timer. And a save by Smith, and Doug Wilson got all of that.
Doug Wilson, the last couple of weeks, shooting the puck as well as he ever has. Really blasted that one. Prior to that, though, Dennis Potvin made a great defensive play blocking the shot by Steve Larmer.
Face-off will be to the left of Smith. Now a minute left on the two-man advantage for Chicago. Here's the draw. Islanders win it, and Trottier shoots it down all the way. Now Doug Wilson starting the Blackhawks back. He shoots it in. Islanders now have three defensemen out there trying to kill it off. Here's Savard on the near board. Dennis Savard into the circle. Centered. Secord deflected it wide. Now back to Savard on the board. Dennis Savard into the deep slot. Gave it to Bob Murray. Back to Savard. Savard hanging on to it. To Murray at the line. For Doug Wilson on the far side. Center it. Savard moving right and shoots. Smith, what a save. Rebound Savard, far side. To the line for Bob Murray. Gave it to Doug Wilson. Wilson on the far side. Center it. Savard, the shot hit the side of the net. Rebound right back to Savard. Savard near circle, centered it over the stick of Bob Murray. Now the first Islander penalty is over. Murray for Larmer. Smith a save. Rebound Savard. And got it free in behind the net to Secord. Just a one-man Hawk advantage now. Savard trying to walk in front. Centered it. A scramble. Good! What a save by Smith. And the Islanders clear it down all the way. Now the penalty is over, and the Islanders have killed off a two-man Chicago advantage. And here come the Islanders offside with the score. Chicago 1, New York 0. Back after this on Sports Vision and WBBM.
Barber able to breathe a sigh of relief as Billy Smith was brilliant in the nets. The Hawks had a two-man advantage for 1:40.
But now both teams are back at full strength. Here's the draw into the Islander end. But Flatley clears it to center. Now Gilbert over the line. Greg Gilbert bumped off the puck nicely by Ben Wilson. Here's Lysiak coming back. Lysiak to the Islander zone, stopping. Now traveling for Ben Wilson, moving in, shoot! Blocked at the defense, and Smith will glove it and hold on. As Daryl Sutter and John Tonelli had a little pushing and shoving on the far side, but now they pull apart. Let's take 10 for identification. This is Chicago Blackhawk hockey.
You'll find more of the sports that Chicago sports fans want to see here on Sports Vision.
Nice stick handling moves by Tom Lysiak to put in Ben Wilson. But Ken Morrow made an equally strong defensive play to block the potential shot on goal.
Face off to the left of Smith. The draw to the Islanders. Paul Boudelier back of the net. Long lead to Brent Sutter. Sutter takes a long shot. Sauvé gloving that. Gave it to Bob Murray. Murray bumped behind the goal by Flatley, and then Lysiak helped out. Now the Hawks clear it too far for Sutter, sliding into the Islanders zone. Taken by Morrow. Ken Morrow having trouble with Daryl Sutter. They battle away along the boards, and it squirts free to John Tonelli. Tonelli trying to clear and did get it out to center ice. Bergevin shoots it back in, but the Hawks hadn't cleared yet, and the offside whistle blows.
The 8:44 remaining, and this period has been an excellent period. A lot of intensity. Good scoring opportunities by the Hawks. Have had an edge in play, even at full strength, and then they've had 3 power plays in this game. Well, the first power play only lasted about 10 seconds.
Now the draw, taken by Ben Wilson. Wilson clearing it into the New York zone. Thomas Janssen back. Put it to the far side, taken by Trottier. Ryan Trottier into the Blackhawk end. Trying to center it. Here's Handpie. He couldn't find it. Rolled it right through the crease. Now the Hawks try to start back. Ed Olchek clearing it to the Islanders zone, but the pass deflected and then came in offside. Just over 8 minutes to go in the first. 1-0 Hawks. Back in a moment on Sports Vision and WBBM. Back in Chicago Stadium. Face-off coming at center ice now. And the draw is taken by the Islanders. Ryan Trottier slides it to Mike Bossy. He's in traffic, had to dump one in. Sauvé put it to the far side. Now it's kicked to Trottier. A quick shot. He blasted that up off the glass. Rebounding to the near side. And here's Frazier on left wing. Bert Frazier shooting one in. Taken by Janssen. Thomas Janssen cleared it by everybody back into the Hawk zone. Taken by Jerome Dupont. Gave it to Troy Murray. Crossing the line. Murray in traffic, lost the handle. Frazier tries to hold it in. Got it to O'Callahan. Shoot! He shot it wide. Rebound to Dwayne Sutter. Now the Islanders' Sutter takes a long shot. That deflects into the crowd, and Nancy Faust in the organ loft can do a quick little two-step. I didn't know she could dance, too.
We're going to get her half a helmet. Back half of her head. Tough position to be in. Everyone's looking one way and you're looking the other way.
Face-off at the Hawk line, taken by Dineen, clearing it into the Chicago zone. Doug Wilson tries the long lead. He missed Savard with it. And the Islanders shoot it back in offside. Brent Sutter, who missed the first game between these two teams and has had some injury problems this year, appearing in only 33 games, but 30 points during that time. He's a very, very important man to this Islander team, even more so now with the loss of Pat LaFontaine. Here's the draw, cleared into the Islander end. Brent Sutter, the Potvin who cleared to center. Now taken by Brent Sutter, who lost it as he came over the line, but Dwayne Sutter carries on and lost it to Secord. He shot it to center. Islanders try to move back in, then O'Callahan broke up the rush, clearing it to the center ice area. Now taken by Gord Deneen. He flips it ahead for Dwayne Sutter. Over the Hawk line, O'Callahan tied up his man, and the puck cleared to the Islander line. Here's Secord with a shot, blocked at the defense by Potvin. Mikko Michaela starts back 2-on-1 if he hurries, but Dwayne Sutter moved in offside. Michaela seemed to have trouble finding the handle, and that forced the play offside.
Good break for the Hawks because Potvin originally broke up the play at the Islander blue line. Secord's potential slap shot. Potvin, one of the premier defensemen at blocking shots, has gotten in the way of two good ones tonight.
Face off outside the Chicago zone. 6.5 to go in the first period. 1-0. Blackhawks. There's the draw. Everybody battling for it. Came free to the Islanders. Morrow shooting it in. Bob Murray back. He clears the center. Islanders clear it back in, but the play is ruled to be offside. Well, we have, Dale, tonight yet another listener on among our growing legion of followers on Sports Vision and WBBM. Our congratulations to the new papa, Alan Secord, and his pretty wife, Vicky, just had their first little boy, bouncing baby boy. I said, what's his name? He said, well, we haven't thought of anything yet. Haven't decided. I'm sure they'll probably name it Dale.
Why give it a girl's name?
Congratulations, Al Secord and Vicky, who we understand is resting comfortably in the hospital still. Now she's got a new pal to talk to. There's the draw to the Islanders. Flatly over the line. Bergevin just punched it. Play cleared into the Hawk zone. Gilbert in the corner lost the handle. Cleared to the near side. At the line, Morrow a long shot. Tip bouncing right on. And a save by Sauve. And he gets the whistle. Blackhawks 1, Islanders 0. Back after this on Sports Vision and WBBM. Face off to the left of the Hawk goal. Now the draw, taken by O'Callahan. Jack O'Callahan to Doug Wilson. He flipped it over everybody's head. Back into the Islander zone. Thomas Janssen put it around the far side, held in by O'Callahan. Jack O'Callahan cleared it to the side of the net. Ludwig chasing after it. He's bumped into the corner. Now Presley tries to dig it out. Kortko tied him up. And the puck comes free to Dwayne Sutter. Got it around to the far side. Bobby Bourne. And the veteran Bourne cleared to center ice. Taken by Dwayne Sutter. Doug Wilson knocked him flat at center ice. But the Islanders maintain control. Thomas Janssen. Got it to center ice. Here's Bourne trying to move over the line. Ludwig harassed him and took it away. Ludwig into the Islander zone, and the Blackhawks were offside on the play.
Well, Steve Ludwig took forever to make the pass. He should have given it up to Presley. Presley had to slow up, and then Yaremchuk went offside. But you've got to headman the puck. You can't be staring at the guy like you're going to give it to him and then not give it to him. And that's why the play went offside. There isn't a human alive that can travel faster than that little black disc.
Now here's the draw taken by Ben Wilson. Coming to the line, shoots one, and a blocker saved by Smith. Rebound, Frazier, his shot, and Smith closed the door on the short side. Now Bossy for the Islanders. Gave it to Trache. Turning behind the net. Ryan Trache. Bounce one to Potvin. He tries to get it out, couldn't do it. Back of the net it goes. Dennis Potvin again. Cleared it to the far side, taken by Hanpa. A long feed to Trache, who takes a long shot. Sauvé gloving that. Now on the far side, Olczyk. Clearing to center. Here's Frazier. Moving over the line. Centered one. Plays broken up by Bossy, who back-checked beautifully for the Islanders. Cleared into the hog zone. And as the Islanders touch it first, an offside call. And then Ben Wilson really drilled Hanpa into the corner board.
Well, the Hawks very physical in this first period. Taking the body at every opportunity. Some solid hard hits throughout. Bergman knocked flatly down. Doug Wilson knocked Dwayne Sutter down at center ice. That hard hit just there on Hanpa by Ben Wilson. Hanpa was offside anyway. So he paid the price needlessly.
Face-off just inside the Islander line. There's the draw, taken by Doug Wilson. To O'Callahan shooting it in. Ken Morrow is back. Put it to the far board. Dwayne Sutter to brother Brent, but he couldn't hold the pass. Now Morrow cleared it to center, and Brent Sutter shooting it in. Dwayne into the corner, took a hit from O'Callahan. In behind the goal it goes, and it's held there. 3.5 to go in the first. 1-0 Chicago. Back after this on Sports Station and WBBM. Face-off coming to the right of Bob Sauvé in the Blackhawks zone. There's the draw. Back of the net to Doug Wilson. Gave it to O'Callahan, who shot it to center. Larmer, a lead for Savard. He moves in. Center went Secord. He was tied up beautifully by Brent Sutter. Savard would have had a breakaway, but had trouble finding the handle as he moved into the Islander zone. Now, here comes Michaela. His pass broken up by Larmer to Savard. Racing over the line. Cuts in. Shoots. And a save by Smith. Will have a penalty coming up against Ken Morrow.
Oftentimes we talk about dumb penalties, but that was a wise move on Morrow's part. Savard again, the second time. This time he's able to corral the pass. Larmer gets it to him. Morrow dives, takes the feet from under Savard, and he's still able to shoot the puck and almost slid it under the pads of Billy Smith.
Morrow, 2 minutes for your game at 16:51. New York friendly Morrow, 2 minutes for.
Boy, the All-Star game last night, Savard just arrived back in Chicago and looked to be somewhat fatigued when he arrived in the locker room just before the game tonight, but he is playing like he's had nothing but rest in the last couple of days.
Your optimism and your confidence at a high level after playing in an affair like that. Your next game or your next little while, well, you're really on a high. You just can't control yourself, maybe, and he's just really flying in this first period. A little over-enthusiastic on a couple of occasions. He would have had breakaways, but he mishandled the passes.
There's the puck cleared into the Blackhawk zone. Power play hockey for Chicago. As Ben Wilson starts up. His pass missed Troy Murray, and Pearson shoots it down all the way. Now Kurt Frazier gave it away. Pearson again shoots at the length of the ice. Hawks having trouble coming out of their own end here on the power play. Here's Keith Brown. He gets to center, shooting it in. Coming to the near corner. Islanders get it loose to Kortko. He pushed it to center. Here's Flatley over the line. Shoots one. And a stick save by Sauvé. Rebound to Olczyk. A minute to go on the Hawk power play. Eddie Olczyk now carries over the Islander line. Brings it around the boards to the far side. Frazier bumped there. It came free to Bob Murray. He put it in behind the net. Olczyk Olczyk left it for Frazier. Frazier side of the net. Now turns to the corner. Put it in behind to Dennis Savard. Savard to the line, Bob Murray. Gave it to Ben Wilson. A long shot. Tip. It was deflected wide. And we have a penalty coming up here.
Frazier will get the second Hawk penalty. Both times Frazier's gotten penalties while the Hawks have had a man advantage. That time he wrestled the defenseman Deneen to the ice as the shot was coming from the left point.
Blackhawk penalty number 8 for Frazier.
It looked to me like he was just trying to get out of the way of the shot. And he fell on top of Deneen.
Frazier, 2 minutes for holding at 18-16.
It'll be 4 skaters aside for the next half minute. And the Islanders will go to the power play. We mentioned the new arrival in the Secord family. Personal note here, and I'll send along congratulations to my good friends Tom and Lane Kosiski, who will be adding another listener to our network in the near future. Face off in the neutral zone. Taken by the Islanders. There's Stefan Persson. Trying to clear, couldn't get it out. Savard at the line. A back pass for Doug Wilson. Here's a shot. Up off the glass. Rebound, Bob Murray holding it in. A long drive, knocked down in front. Larmer digs it out. And then he's knocked down as he tried to shoot. Here's Michaela for the Islanders. Gave it to Persson. Stefan Persson to Boudelier. He almost lost the handle, but Brent Sutter gets it to center. Now the New York penalty is over, and the Islanders have power play hockey as Doug Wilson gets it down all the way. We go to the final minute of the opening period as John Tonelli shoots it in. Sauve put it to the near side. Olczyk couldn't get it out. Potvin bounced one to the slot. Doug Wilson trying to steal. He does. Wilson now into the Islander zone. He tries to center. Troy Murray a shot. And Billy Smith able to make the save. Half a minute for the period. Here's Potvin. He shoots it in. Ryan Trache to the corner. Took a bump. Bossy dug it out. Moving in front. Shoots. Deflected wide. Rebound back to the near corner. Again, Bossy digs it free. Then Ben Wilson picked his pocket. Bears it down. And he shot it into the Hawk bench.
That a bad break. That puck does not go into the Hawk bench. The period is over, but still with 12 seconds remaining, the Islanders get a very important face-off with a chance to tie it up. The Hawks had a 1-0 lead against Toronto, and Katsopoulos scored in the waning moments of the period that gave the Leafs some momentum to start the second period.
So 12 seconds to go. Face off to the right of Sauve. Troy Murray will go against Ryan Trache for the draw. There's the face-off taken by Ben Wilson. Rings it around the boards. Janssen held it in. Back of the net for Trache. He threw it to the near side. Centering pass. Rolling in front. Hawks clear it out to center, and that's going to do it for the first period. Well, in the first period, the only goal scored was scored by Troy Murray. It was his 32nd of the year. Ed Olczyk assisting at the 4:47 mark to give the Hawks the lead. The Blackhawks out shooting the Islanders 14-7 in the first period. Stay tuned now. News, weather, and sports is coming up on the radio side, and Dale will have a visit with Murray Bannerman on the Sports Vision side during intermission.
Welcome back to Chicago Stadium. With me in the first intermission is Red Hawk goaltender Murray Bannerman. Firstly, Murray, congratulations on your 100th win. For a while there, it looked like it might never come.
Yeah, I was beginning to wonder for a while. Everybody kept saying, well, tonight's going to be the night, tonight's going to be the night, and I think we lost one game, tied 3 of them, and really in the games we tied, there was, we probably should have won a couple of them. We had the lead in 2 of them anyway, and gave up a goal or two that was, you know, a bounce or a bad play on my part or whatever the case may be. So for a while there, you begin to wonder, maybe I'm jinxed or something, and then you start to think about it. But fortunately, I got it, and now it's passed.
Murray, you got off to a bit of a slow start, but right now you're playing as well as you've ever played, I think. And why do you think that is?
I don't really know. I've tried to go back and analyze why it happened to make sure it doesn't happen again, and I haven't really been able to come up with any reasons. It just, you know, because I thought I had a pretty good training camp. Things were going well at camp, and last game of the exhibition, you know, there's a few goals they got that weren't real good, and then things seemed to slide a little bit. We got, you know, when maybe you start to press too much. When things start to go bad, you start to feel, you know, that it's important to do better, obviously, and to put too much pressure on yourself. But I think, in a sense, perhaps the play of Bobby Sauvé has helped me. You know, watching him play, you know, his style is similar to mine. He's a stand-up type of goalie, play the angles, and that's helped. And with him playing well, you know, maybe it pushed me to play better and work a little harder. So perhaps that could be one of the reasons.
The last couple of years, you've pretty well known that you're going to play 58 to 65 games in that vicinity, and you're pretty well the #1 goaltender. And you knew that if you had a bad night, that you were going to be thrown back in there, and that you weren't going to get yanked. Do you prefer that attitude, or now you have some competition with Sauvé as a backup, and both of you alternating?
Well, you know, it's a funny situation in that it's nice to be the #1 goaltender and to play all the time. The team's counting on you a lot, and that's a good feeling. You know, when we first started alternating, it's a little bit of a, you know, blow type of thing. You think, oh, well, I'm not playing all the time anymore. But as the season's progressed, it's actually been a blessing. I feel strong. You know, this is as good as I felt at this point in the season for a long time. And the way things have worked with the two goaltenders, you know, alternating as we have, and when we've played a lot of games, it's kept you fresh. You knew when you were going to play, so you have you know, the ability to get ready for every game you're going to play. And you know, when things are going well and you're winning, you don't really question it. And fortunately, it's worked out well.
Now it's just a straight case of alternating every other night. There's no attitude like, well, Murray's played well against Toronto in the past, maybe we better put Murray back in, even if he played the night before.
No, I think that Bob's got confidence in both of us, and you know, if the team plays well, it doesn't really matter who we're playing against as far as the goaltender goes. The goaltender goes out and basically does the same thing no matter who you're playing against. You have to stop the puck, and if the team comes along and plays well with it, then we're going to win our share. And I think that with the way the situation has been, he's fairly happy with the fact that when, you know, we've been alternating and we've been winning. When you're winning, you don't really want to change things too much.
You mentioned that you both have similar styles. You both stand-up goaltenders. You both handle the puck extremely well. What else do you think? Have you learned anything from the veteran Sauvé?
Well, he's been very consistent. He hasn't, you know, you watch him if, you know, he comes out in the game and doesn't go too well. He works hard at it and comes back, and he's consistent. That's a big thing to be. The one thing that he does very well, in fact, I don't know if there's anybody in the league that does it better, is the way he plays his angles. He's always in position. You know, I've heard comments about how, you know, he doesn't seem to move his feet too much. Well, the fact of the matter is that he doesn't have to, because he's in such good position in the net all the time that he doesn't give the shooter a lot to shoot at. And that's something I've really tried to work on. As you know, earlier in the year, I was giving up a fair number of goals on the short side, and that's just a matter of not being on the angle properly. So, well, I've tried to watch him and see where he is in certain situations and tried to do that myself.
The team as well has cut down on their goals against and as far as the chances against, so that's really got to be a blessing for a goaltender as well.
Well, it makes a big difference. Earlier in the year, we weren't perhaps giving up a lot of shots, but it seemed like the quality chances they were getting were more than they are now. I think that, you know, some guys have joked about how we've given up a lot of shots lately, but if you stop and look at most of the games in the stretch where we've been playing well, the number of shots might be high, but the number of good quality scoring chances isn't, and that's the big thing. You know, if you're not giving up the 2-on-1s or the man wide open in the slot, if you're making him shoot from outside and longer shots, the goaltender's got to handle those. That's what he's there for, and we've been doing a pretty decent job of that lately.
It's really nice to see you back in the groove. Good luck.
Thanks a lot, Tom.
Our guest was Murray Bannerman. Stay tuned. Pat and I will be back with a look at the first period.
Back in Chicago Stadium, the Blackhawks have a 1-0 lead over the Islanders as we get set to start the second period.
If you'd like to take a cruise June 28th to July 5th with some of the Blackhawks, the Kennard Blackhawks Caribbean Cruise will take place in that time period, June 28th to July 5th. Call 312-498-4470. Out of state, dial 1-800-423-4817 or write to Kennard Blackhawks Cruise, Post Office Box 676, Northbrook, Illinois, 60065 is zip.
Islanders start the second period with a short power play. 16 seconds left on a Kurt Frazier penalty. And here's the draw. Taken by the Islanders, Paul Boudelier. He shoots it in. Comes to the near side. Brent Sutter into the corner. Took a hit from Troy Murray, but it's dug out by Bossy. Bossy to the deep slot, tried to shoot. Troy Murray blocked it. Hawk penalty now over. Both teams at full strength, and here's Frazier just out of the box. Cleared it to Troy Murray. He gains the line. Walks to the near corner, then centered one. That hit a skate right to Brent Sutter. Now Sutter into the Blackhawk zone. Tees it up and then shot it wide. Dwayne Sutter has shot. Solve the save. Rebound bouncing loose in front, and DuPont able to come up with it. Threw it well behind Troy Murray, who has to turn back. Murray got away from a check nicely. And cleared to center. Here's Kurt Frazier, a long shot. That sails up off the glass as Frazier tried to shoot high on Smith. Now the Islanders right back. Kache, a long high shot. So they glove that. To the near side, O'Callahan. Jack O'Callahan trying to feed ahead. Larmer bumped as he came over the line, then knocked the man down. The Hawks are going to get a penalty. Here come the Islanders. Tampa into the Hawks zone, a backhander. Solve a shoulder save. Now the Hawks control, and a penalty coming up against Chicago.
Steve Larmer gets the first penalty of the second period for tripping. Penalty, this a delayed penalty call. The backhand shot by Hanpa. Solve had difficulty with it. Secourt batted the puck out of midair. The penalty happened in the Islanders' zone.
Penalty Larmer, 2 minutes for tripping at 1:20.
The Islander power play coming into the game at about 21%. Mike Bossy has scored 13 power play goals to lead the Islanders. Nobody else has more than 6. Bossy, 13 out of the 38 goals he has scored have come on the power play. Here's the draw. Hawks shoot it down all the way. Now the Islanders start back. Thomas Janssen carries to center. Now flipped it in deep. Bouncing loose behind the Hawk goal. Bossy digs it out, put it to the line, but Potvin wasn't there. And the Islanders have to regroup in their own end. Dennis Potvin now into the Hawk end. Shoveled one to the corner. Troy Murray bumped there. Potvin, a quick shot, and shot it wide. Over to the far side it goes. Bossy trying to hold it in, couldn't do it. And the Islanders move back in offside.
Bossy trying to get a step on the Hawk defender, Bob Murray. Tried to drag it inside with one hand on the stick, lost control, and then collided with Dennis Potvin.
Boy, Mike Bossy, how important has he been to the Islanders over the years? But certainly this year, Bossy, the leading scorer, he's got almost 20 points more than the second-place scorer for the Islanders, which is Trache. Here's Tonelli over the Hawk line to Bossy. Mike Bossy left it for Boudelier. Moving to the near corner, Paul Boudelier pushed it back of the net. Tonelli, center one, Bossy, the shot. He ripped it up off the glass. Rebound Tonelli, centered a shot, and Bossy shot it wide. Now Brown after it, clears it down all the way. Somehow Mike Bossy, even though you want to pay attention to him, seems to find open ice. And the puck usually gets to him. Here's the puck dumped into the Hawk zone. Brent Sutter in the near corner. Took a bump from DuPont, but Bossy dug it out. Bossy to the far side. Now put it to the side of the net. Tonelli centered one. It didn't get through. Now battled for. Came loose to Troy Murray. Clears it down all the way. Now the Islanders move back. Paul Boudelier turning at center. And as he wastes some time, the Hawk penalty is over now. Both teams back at full strength. Pearson shoveling it into the Chicago end. Larmer put it back of the net for Bob Murray. Murray to Savard. And Dennis Savard racing over the Islander line. The spinorama works in behind. Shoots! And a save by Smith. And Dennis Savard putting on a show coming into the Islander zone. Early in the second, it's 1-0 Chicago. Back after this on Sports Vision and WBBM.
We mentioned Dennis Savard fired up for this one. A full 360, still controls the puck at full speed and then gets a one-handed shot off and almost beats Billy Smith. I'd be in the hospital right now if I tried that.
Face off to the right of Smith. Here's the draw taken by Boudelier. Paul Boudelier shooting it in. Doug Wilson back. Brings it around the boards for Brown. Keith Brown feeds Darryl Sutter over the line. Sutter to the far side. Turns in behind. Tried to center it, hit the back of the net. O'Callahan. The Sutter back of the goal. Morrow has him wrapped up. Came free in front, and Lysiak chipped it wide. Lysiak centering to the far side. Doug Wilson, the shot. Smith rebound from the side of the net. And we're going to have a penalty. Lysiak hauled down as he tried to flip a backhander. And a good penalty there as Lysiak had the near side of the goal open, but was taken down.
Forechecking again, some excellent work by Darryl Sutter. Lysiak's attempted pass through the slot, deflected off the far boards. Wilson's shot deflected back to Lysiak. He had a short side angle, but as he let the backhander go, he was tripped up behind by Boudelier.
Number 4, Paul Boudelier, 2 minutes for tripping at 4:16. New York penalty, Boudelier, 2 minutes for tripping at 4:16.
Blackhawks are 0 for 3 on the power play tonight, meaning that in the last 13 games, in 46 chances, the Hawks have 8 goals. Well below their season percentage. Here's the draw. Savard, near corner to Larmer. Side of the net, Seacourt, centered it. Smith deflected it away. Held in by Bob Murray. Murray shoots one. Smith the save. Rebound. Larmer to the near side. Centered. Murray shot it wide as he fell down. Savard on the far board. Dennis Savard to the corner. Took a bump there. Now came free to Bob Murray. Walking in front for Larmer. Couldn't hold the pass. Larmer on the near side. To Wilson at the line. Fires. Blocked by Trottier. But Wilson able to hold it in beautifully. Wilson on the near side. To Seacourt in the corner. Centered it. That's intercepted by Kortko, who shot it to center. Now Doug Wilson to Steve Larmer on right wing. Larmer's pass missed Savard, sliding down all the way. Icing against Chicago.
Hawks just missing on the power play. Their pass is just off a little bit. Exactly 1 minute remaining on Boudelier's tripping penalty. The second half of the power play comes out.
Those numbers I gave you, 8 out of 46 works out to 17% over the last 13 games for the Hawks. And for the year, the Blackhawks at 27%. They are now third in the league in power play percentage. But recently, that's been an area of the game that Chicago has had quite a bit of trouble with. Now the Hawks moving out. Keith Brown gets to center, shooting it in. Over to the far side. Olczyk put it in behind the net. Randy Boyd after it. Comes to the near board. Everybody scrambles away. Brown digging it out. To the line, Ben Wilson. The shot. He waited too long. Blocked by Janssen. Into the corner it goes. Frazier digging it out. To Troy Murray. At the line to Wilson. Now Brown at the near point. Gave it to Olczyk in the corner. Centered it. And the pass held it beautifully by Ben Wilson. Centered it. Frazier couldn't hold the pass. Olczyk on the near side. Lost the handle, and Gilbert Shoots it to center. Ben Wilson sends it right back in. Kick loose behind the net. Randy Boyd after it. The Islander penalty now over. Both teams at full strength. Ben Wilson shot it to the near corner. Brown tries to hold it in. And couldn't do it as the Islanders clear it down all the way. This will be icing. 13 and a half to go in the second period. Chicago 1, the Islanders nothing. Back in a moment on Sports Vision and WBBM.
Again, the Hawks fail to capitalize on the power play, and it might come back to haunt them. They've had 5 power plays and yet to score on 1.
Now it's cleared into the Chicago zone. Doug Wilson back. Shot it to center. Larmer steps over the line, trying to cut to the net. Shoot! Smith, rebound, they score! Al Secor got the rebound after Smith made the first save. And the proud papa, Al Secor, with his first child having just been delivered, just delivers a goal. It's 2-0 Hawks.
Great pass from Doug Wilson to Steve Larmer. Larmer right on the red line. Good control by Larmer as he fends off Potvin with one hand, shoots it with the other hand. Smith made the one save. Good fake by Larmer here. Pulls it into his feet. One hand to fend off Potvin, one hand to shoot it. And Secord with a good backhand shot on the rebound.
The 29th goal of the year for Al Secord. And meanwhile, Dennis Potvin being helped off the ice. He was the man Larmer was fending off and seemed to fall somewhat awkwardly. And just by the way he's reacting, he may have pulled a groin.
Potvin also has a protective covering on his right skate that he's got camouflaged with some red or black ink and tape. But he was limping a bit in the first period. He couldn't push off on that right leg. And as he tried to get Steve Larmer off the puck, might have re-injured that leg.
The Islander captain, Dennis Potvin, a 5-time first-team All-Star, hobbles to the Islander dressing room. So the Hawks have taken a 2-0 lead. Here's the play in the Islander zone. Brian Trottier gave it away to Larmer. Larmer in behind to Savard, stick handling. Savard centered it. They score! No! Secord raised his hands as if the puck had entered the net, but it was lined underneath Smith.
29th of the season, scored by number 20, Al Secord.
Trottier coughed it up. Larmer got it into Savard. He went behind the net. He tried to feed it across. It hit Trottier and almost deflected by Smith. Secord had his arms up. No one knows where the puck is except the official.
6:53.
Oh, Billy Smith able to hold it out of there. And it's still a 2-0 Hawk lead. Secord's goal was assisted by Larmer and Doug Wilson at 6:53. Secord's 29th of the year. Face off to the right of Smith. Now they get ready. Here's a draw to the near side. Dwayne Sutter clearing it to center. Here's Brent Sutter. He comes over the Hawk line. Drops it back for Boyd. He tries to move in. Knocked down. Lysiak will get a penalty here. The former Blackhawk, Randy Boyd, the trailer on the play, got the puck but was knocked down, and a Hawk penalty is coming. It's 2-0 Chicago. Back after this on Sports Vision and WBBM.
Tom Lysiak in the penalty box. Back checking on Randy Boyd, who came late from his defense position. Boyd pulled down from behind, and the Islanders get their 4th chance on the power play. They're 0 for 3.
Draw to the left of Sauvé. There it is. They battle away. Puck squirts free behind the goal. Dug out of there by the Islanders. At the line, Janssen. Thomas Janssen for Brent Sutter. Centered one. Oh, and it was deflected away from Hanpa on the far side. Here's Olczyk moving back. Carries it over the line. Olczyk then drops it back, or tried to, and wound up shooting it right into the seat.
Coverage of the Chicago Bulls continues on Sports Vision. Valentine's Day, Friday the 14th, when they try to set the pace against Indiana. Join Jim Durham and Johnny Kerr, who call the shot starting at 7:30, only on Sports Vision. And a reminder, traffic, it's everyone's problem and on the mind of anyone who drives in Chicago. Barry Edwards and Herb Howard help you beat those traffic problems mornings and afternoons on WBBM AM.
12 minutes to go here in the middle period. Blackhawks with a 2-0 lead over the Islanders as Thomas Janssen comes to center and shoots it in. Back of the goal. Here's Flatley stealing. Tried to center a shot. Sauve the save. Brent Sutter tried to tip it in, and Sauve held him off, and now it's cleared back to the Islanders zone. Thomas Janssen has room to center. Sends it in. On the near side, Michaela tied up along the boards by Brown, but Janssen held it in for Persson. Gave it back to Thomas Janssen. Near side, Flatley, a one-timer. It got a piece of the post. Sauve got a piece of it, then it rattled the post as well, and the Hawks clear it back into the Islanders' zone. There's Bossy moving back. Lost it as he came over the line, but Trottier carries it, shoots. Shot it wide. Rebound to John Tonelli. Tonelli diving, put it to the line. Persson lost it, a breakaway for Troy Murray. Murray is in alone. Here's the shot. He scores! Troy Murray on a breakaway makes it 3-0 Chicago.
Troy Murray with his fourth shorthanded goal and 33rd goal of the year. John Tonelli dove and couldn't handle the puck. Olczyk dove. Persson couldn't handle it. Troy Murray one-hands it up ahead. Chases up to it. Olczyk interfered with Persson to slow him up. Troy Murray faked to his left, went to his right, and then tucked it under the pad of Billy Smith. But Olczyk with a good dive and then another good dive. He could have gotten a clipping penalty for that one.
33 goals this year for Troy Murray. Hawks lead 3-0. Here comes Boudelier. A long shot. Sauve got a piece of it, and then it just dribbled wide. In behind the net, they dig away. Murray dug it out. Fires it down all the way. Now the Islanders look to start back, but as they do, the Hawk penalty is over. Both teams back at full strength. Ben Wilson deep in his own end. Gave it to Savard. Here's Dennis Savard racing to the Islander line, shooting, and a save by Smith. Rebound, Dupont held it in. Put it into the corner, Boudelier. He rings it around the boards. Greg Gilbert shot it to center. Now Savard moving back, trying to feed Ben Wilson, but Boyd broke up the play nicely. Then Larmer steals, moving in, knocked down, but centered it. And it went through the skates of Savard. We're going to have a penalty. Here's Dupont's shot. It's blocked. And the Islanders control, and a Hawk power play is coming up. Old momentum in Chicago's favor. It's 3-0 Hawks. Back for Chicago power play after this on Sports Vision and WBBM.
Well, the Hawks get another chance on the power play. I don't know if that's good news or bad news. They're 0 for 5 on the power play. Gilbert gets a tripping penalty at 10-10, pulling Steve Larmer down.
Keith Brown at the near point. Shot it around to the far side. Ben Wilson tries to hold it in. Got help from Olczyk. Then he's tied up. And Kortko fell on top of it. Let's take 10 for identification. This is Chicago Blackhawk hockey.
Your station for the best in all Chicago sports is right here, Sports Vision.
Troy Murray, who has 2 goals in the game, including his 6th shorthander of the year, wins the draw to Ben Wilson. For Brown, back to Wilson. Bounced away from him, but Troy Murray gave it to Brown. He couldn't hold it in. Hawks regroup at center ice. Wilson on the far side. Gave it to Brown. Back to Wilson at center. He stick handles over the line. Got around one check, then lost the handle. Troy Murray moves on and flipped it in behind the goal. Olczyk after his header. He's bumped. Frazier dug it out. To Olczyk in behind. Now to the far side. Ben Wilson at the point. For Brown at the near point. A long shot. That sailed just wide. Rebound to Kortko. He slides it ahead to Flatley. Here's Flatley into the Hawks zone. Centered at Janssen. Ben Wilson knocked it away as he got back quickly. Now Secord moving away. Gets over the line. Lost it. And the Hawks then come back in offside.
And Ben Wilson had to hustle to get back to break up a potential pass deep in his own zone. At the other end, just didn't have much left as he tried to catch up with the play and keep it into the offensive zone. Get the oxygen on.
40 seconds left on the Chicago power play here. A face-off just outside the Islander zone. Here's the draw. Squirts right to Doug Wilson. Fires! And a save by Smith. Islanders cleared not out. Wilson held it in beautifully. Bill Larmer near side. Centered it. Savard is in. Centered it. And Smith blocked the pass. Came to the near side and Bourne chopped at it. And couldn't get it out. Larmer then had it knocked away back to center. Now Wilson has to hurry back into his own end against Bob Bourne. And he neutralized him, allowing Larmer to take over. Larmer sends Savard on his way. He hits the line, turns on the near side. Savard, stick handling in traffic, lost it to Brent Sutter, and he clears it, but not out. Came to Deneen, the Islander penalty over. Both teams back at full strength. Shot into the Hawks zone. Sauvé out to put it to the near side. Now Doug Wilson moves out. Leading to Larmer, who couldn't hold the pass at center. Taken by Ken Morrow. He shot it into the Chicago zone. Bob Murray flipped it to the far side. Darryl Sutter against his brother Dwayne there. Islanders hold it in to the line. Morrow, a long shot. Lysiak blocked it and clears the center ice. Now cleared back into the Chicago end. DuPont will touch it for an icing call. 7 minutes to go in the second. 3-0 Chicago. Back after this on Sports Vision and WBBM. Face-off coming to the left of Billy Smith. There's the draw to Randy Boyd. Boyd deep in his own end away to Trottier. Brian Trottier crossing the line. Now brings it around behind the net. Panpa to the near corner. Took a hit from Olczyk. Boyd dug it out. Centered it. Trottier shot it up over the top of the net. Hawks flip it into the crowd. Great chance for Trottier, but the puck was rolling on it.
Hawks get a break there as Trottier was a tee off. He just got under it. To put that bottom hand over a little bit on the top of the club. Brian Trottier, a tremendous player. Bouncing back after an off year last year. Had problems with his knee. He is 15th overall in scoring. Troy Murray, who's a clone except he shoots right-handed, to Brian Trottier, is 14th overall.
Face-off cleared to the Islander line. Thomas Janssen gave it to Flatley. Here's a long shot. Sauvé, a shoulder save. Rebound. Doug Wilson shot it into the seats. A high, hard one on Bob Sauvé, and he really had to fight it off.
Montreal ties it up in the third period, 1-1. Quebec had the lead in that bitter rivalry in the Adams division. And the Rangers ahead of St. Louis, 3-2 in the second period. Come on, Rangers.
Face off to the right of Sauvé. The draw to the near side. They battle away on the board. Presley came up with it. And Presley shot it to the Islander line. Thomas Janssen for Bourne. Bobby Bourne shooting it in. Back of the goal. It's stolen there. Flatley to the near side. Patrick Flatley left it into the corner for Kortko. Center one. Flatley tied up by Yaremchuk, but he's going to get a penalty. And Yaremchuk trying to stay with his man, and referee Lewis rules he had too big of a grip on it. 6 minutes to go in the second. 3-0 Chicago. Back after this on Sports Vision at WBBM.
Brian Lewis not letting anything go in this game. Just called the 11th minor penalty of the hockey game on Ken Yaremchuk for hooking.
Here's the face-off in the Hawk zone, taken by the Islanders. Persson along the far side. Now got it back. Stefan Persson feathers one in front. It bounced by everybody, and then Sauvé will cover it up.
Talked about the Hawks' inability to score on their power play, but their Hawks penalty killing has been superb the last couple of weeks. If they ever get the two of them going well together, look out.
Blackhawk penalty killing percentage entering the game was up to 79%. That's right in the middle of the pack, about 10th in the NHL. And the Hawks had been as low as 17th or 18th earlier in the year. Here's Persson for the Islanders, shooting it in. Over to the far corner it goes. Brent Sutter digs a three. Now put it to the line. Persson to the far side. Michaela shoots, and a save by Sauvé. Rebound, Bossy in behind, tried to center it. A stop shot, they score! Brent Sutter somehow jammed it underneath Sauvé, and the Islanders with a power play goal around the board, trailing 3-1.
Oh, DuPont had lost his stick in front of the net. Sauvé's leaning up against the post. Sutter gets it out front, and then the whack at it from the short side as Sauvé fell down. Somehow the puck squirted between the skate of Sauvé and the post. The first shot, a wicked blast, a glove save, deflected behind. Mike Bossy, as he gets it out front. Sauvé's left skate was ahead of the post. It wasn't tucked up against it, and that's what enabled the puck to squirt through.
So the Islanders now trail 3-1. Here's Morrow in his own end. Ahead for Tonelli. He cleared it to center. Here's Flatley fighting off a Bergevin check. Steps over the line for Tonelli. He centered one. The pass well behind Boudelier. And back to center ice it goes. Morrow bounces back to Chicago territory. Back of the goal, Bergevin to the far side. Daryl Sutter lost the handle. Tonelli centered a shot. Blocked at the defense as Flatley didn't get much on it. Here's Brown moving back for Daryl Sutter to Bergevin. Now he's centered, and Luciak tried to center it, and Smith out of position, somehow able to steal it and hold on.
14 to the season, scored by number 21, Brent Sutter. Assisted by number 20.
Daryl Sutter, as he falls to his knees, still makes the pass. Lysiak is just in too deep. He makes the move. He tries to get it back out front. And Billy Smith gets the glove on it.
Scored by Brent Sutter, assisted by Bossy and McAuliffe at 14:56.
So the draw here to the left of the Islander goal. Just over 4 minutes to go in the second. Ben Wilson, a long shot, didn't get through. Taken by Olczyk, centered one. That's stolen by the Islanders' Boyd. He comes back 3-on-3. Randy Boyd over the Hawk line. Into the corner against DuPont. Now back of the net, Bourne lost the handle. Ben Wilson put it into a crowd. Here's a shot, a save, rebound! Hit the side of the net. Now Troy Murray wants to relieve the pressure, shooting it down all the way. It'll be an icing call against the Blackhawks.
Well, Ben Wilson, for some unknown reason, DuPont was tangling with Boyd in the corner. Troy Murray was tangling with another Islander player in behind the net. There was no one behind him on the other side of the ice. He turned and shot it towards all the traffic. It deflected back out front and almost resulted in the Islanders' second goal.
Face-off will be to the right of the Hawks net. There's the draw. Taken by Trottier. Quick shot. Sauvé the save. Rebound. Scramble. And Sauvé will dive to cover it up.
Rod Sauvé, who's had a relatively easy time of it in the first 35 minutes. The Islanders starting to come alive a bit.
Off to the left of Sauvé. Now the draw. Taken by Doug Wilson. Clears it to the Islander line. Janssen gave it to Handpa. Airy Handpa shooting at it. O'Callahan put it back into the Islander end, and this will be another icing call against Chicago.
We've got a hand paw for the Islanders, and we've got grandpa for the Blackhawks.
Steve Larmer's nickname is Grandpa.
How do you like the spelling on this guy's name? Hanpa. H-A-A. And it ends off with two A's. I don't know how to spell over there in Finland.
Hanpaa. What he got on his report card.
Oh, yep.
Here's the draw. Doug Wilson to Larmer. He sends Savard on his way, racing over the line. Left it for Larmer near side. Centered it. Too far for Secord. Now back of the net they battle. Here's Larmer digging it out to O'Callahan. Put it once again behind the net. Savard moves in front. Smith the save. Rebound to the Islanders. Brent Sutter coming over the line. Shoots one. Sauvé the stand-up save. Rebound. Dwayne Sutter center. Came through to the far side, and Secord comes back to Savard. In over the line. Savard left it for Larmer. The shot. Shot it wide. Rebound. Bob Murray tries to hold it in. Did. Got it behind the goal. Larmer after it there. Centered one. Smith stealing that. Now chopped at it. Trying to clear to Boudelier. Boudelier tied up by Savard in the corner. Islanders want to freeze it. Hawks back off, forcing him to play it. Now Boudelier makes a hand pass and gets the whistle that way.
Boudelier could have had two penalties called against him, one for delay of game and one for holding, as he was trying to freeze the puck with his skates along the boards. He had a hold of Savard's stick. Savard was trying to pull away from him to make him make a move. Well, Sutter goes over to have a conversation with Lewis. Oh, he's telling you've been calling everything. Why didn't you call that?
Face off to the left of Smith. Now the draw taken by the Islanders. Randy Boyd behind the net. Long lead for Trottier. He cleared it to Flatley. The return pass didn't get through Bergevin. Now into the near corner, Tonelli. Tries to center. Darryl Sutter stealing to Brown. Keith Brown flipping it in. Back of the goal, Dineen. He's getting a rough ride there. Darryl Sutter jammed it free to Lysiak. To the line, Bergevin a long shot. Hit the side of the net. Rebound into the near corner, and Gilbert. Greg Gilbert pushed it to Tonelli. John Tonelli for Boyd, who steps into the Hawk zone. Randy Boyd trying to cut from the net. Shoot! Shot it wide as he was tied up, came to the line. Flatley held it in for Dineen. Gord Dineen lost the handle to Bob Murray. Now puck bouncing loose to Darryl Sutter. We're going to have a penalty coming up. battle going along the boards in the Hawk zone.
Daryl Sutter, hot under the collar, retaliated at Dineen. And he gets caught for slashing. Lewis apparently didn't see the high stick that Dineen gave Sutter prior to it.
2 minutes for slashing at 18:50. Blackhawk penalty, Sutter, 2 minutes for slashing at 18:50.
Daryl Sutter, quite a competitor. The whole family, 3 of them represented in this game tonight. 2 on the Islanders, and of course the captain. Sutter a little irate.
Eddie Olczyk was thinking about a friend of his before the game tonight, Tim McCormick of Des Plaines, who is recovering, having just gotten out of the hospital, and you hope he's on his way to a speedy recovery. Olczyk out there now is one of the Hawk penalty killers, along with Troy Murray. Each of them have 2 points in the game. Murray with 2 goals, Olczyk with 2 assists. Here's the draw. There to the far side, and the Hawks get it down all the way.
1 minute to play in the period.
Here's Pearson. Clearing to Mike Bossy on right wing. He hits the Hawk line, centered for Trache. Shoots right on, and a save. Rebound, scramble! Now where is it? They still battle, and they still battle, and they score! The Hawks, Solveig jumping over the goal to try to ask Lewis why he didn't blow the whistle. A mad scramble around the Hawk net, and the Islanders wound up scoring.
Trache with a hack at it. Bossy. Puck apparently is frozen, but it squirts loose. And then somehow the backhand shot slipped by the far post. Trache with the rebound hack. DuPont thought he had it. It hit the pad of Solveig and squirted loose. And Brent Sutter put the backhander in with a mad flurry around the Hawk net, and all of a sudden, because of the power play, the Islanders are right back in this one.
Well, the Hawks arguing about the puck having been frozen, but I don't think they have a case. That was a good no call by referee Lewis. As the play continued, and the Islanders' Brent Sutter gets his 2nd of the game, both on the power play. 3-2 now in favor of the Hawks as they come in offside.
Doesn't take long to turn things around. The Hawks in total control with a 3-0 lead. And all of a sudden, the Islanders with 2 late goals in the power play, and they're right back in it.
Assisted by number 22, Mike Bossy, at 19:15. Also assisting number 19,
outside the
19:15.
Islander line.
Goal scored by Brent Sutter from Bossy and Trottier at
The face-off
19:15.
cleared to the Chicago zone. Bob Murray gave it to Secord. He cleared to center. 20 seconds for the period. Islanders shoot it into the crowd.
Instead of this being an easy win for Chicago, they're really going to have to battle right to the limit now. They had a 3-0 lead, and they had 6 power plays in that time and didn't capitalize on any of them.
While both Islander goals have come on the power play. Difference, or the reason the game is close is because of the advantage New York has had in the special teams. Here's Boudelier deep in his own end. 10 seconds for the period. Secord knocked him down. Savard tries to jam it loose. Dwayne Sutter battling him, and Sutter flipped it up into the crowd with 2 seconds left in the period. Face-off will be to the left of Smith. Now the draw, bouncing around, and that's going to do it for the second period. Well, in the period, each team scoring twice, the Blackhawks grabbed a 2-0 lead when Al Secord scored his 29th of the year, assisted by Larmer and Doug Wilson at 6:53. And then a shorthander for Troy Murray, his 6th shorthander, 33rd of the year from Olczyk at the 9-minute mark, put the Hawks in front 3-0. However, the Islanders with 2 power play goals, both by Brent Sutter. The first from Bossy and Michaela at 14:56. The second from Bossy and Trache at 19:15 to get the Islanders back into the hunt. The Blackhawks had 10 shots on goal in that second period, while the Islanders had 15. And the two-period totals, 24 Chicago shots and 22 Islander shots. News, weather, and sports is coming up on the radio side, and Dale will have an interesting interview with the assistant coach of the Islanders and the heir apparent to the Islander coaching job, Brian Kilray. He'll have that on Sports Vision during this upcoming intermission. At the end of 2, Blackhawks 3, Islanders 2.
With me in the second intermission, the assistant coach of the New York Islanders, Brian Kilray. And Brian, for many years, the head coach in junior hockey with the Ottawa 67s and a very successful coach there. Now you're an assistant coach. An adjustment for you?
Well, it was in a way because you didn't know where to start and where to stop, and you didn't want to step on somebody else's ground. But working with Al and Bill Torrey, it's just been so easy for me to gradually move into a position where you feel comfortable and confident. And last year, there's no doubt that I couldn't have and wouldn't have been ready to take over a team. Now, because of the help that I've had from Al, I feel more confident so that if that does ever happen, then I'll certainly be ready.
Brian, you were, a lot of people were asking for Brian Kilray as coach because you had great success in junior hockey. Why did you pick the Islanders?
Well, I think it was at the right time, and I did know something about the Island, a lot of their players, and I really think that it was the way they put it to me that made me choose going to New York. Because when they said to me, we'd like you if you're interested, and I said, gee, I've been a troublemaker all my life. I've had a few problems. We had the Eddie Shore problem, and he said, yes, we all know about that. And I said, you're probably going to hear some people tell you, don't take Brian Kilray. And he says, well, we've already heard that. Now he says, would you like to come to the island and be yourself? And I think it was easy for me to say yes because they knew what I was like, and there was no pretense. And I think for that reason, I said yes.
You always had a dream to coach in the National Hockey League, even when you were coaching junior?
Well, when I first started, I don't think I did because I was very happy doing what I was doing. But after a while, I saw so many coaches going up to National Hockey League and having successful outings that I felt, I said, I feel as good as him or better, and I'd like to have that opportunity. And I think it started wearing on me that I would like to challenge. And so, as it turned out, when we won the Memorial Cup, that's the year that Jerry Eamon asked me if I was ready to move, and it was easy. I said yes.
Al Arbor, at the end of each year, likes to sit back and analyze the situation to see whether he's going to coach again. He did that last year, and there was some talk that maybe he would retire. What is the feeling as far as this year is concerned?
I honestly don't know, and it's a funny situation because, I was there for 2 years, and that's when we had a contract, Mr. Torrey said, how do you want it? I said, well, we don't have any options. 2 years is fine with me. I don't need anything longer. You'll know if you want me, and I'll know if I'm qualified. And so I'm up in 2 years, but with Al, it doesn't really matter. Like, I enjoy working with him. He's a different type that you see behind the bench. He's very comical and easygoing and easy to talk to. And I imagine when he makes his decision, then the decision for Brian Kilray will be made.
Are you similar as far as attitude is concerned?
I kind of think I'm a little bit loose and carefree, and I like to have fun. And I like to keep the dressing room the same way. I don't think that you have to be serious at all times. I can't be, but there is a time and a place. And when I draw the line, then I can be tough and mean if that's what they want.
If someone was to come to you right now and offer you a head coaching job, some other club, it'd be a tough decision?
Well, it would be a decision I couldn't make because the Islanders gave me the opportunity to come first, and as far as I'm concerned, the Islanders will decide what I do next year.
Brian, everyone that I've ever talked to that has played junior hockey for you just absolutely love you and think you're a great coach. Why do you think that is?
Well, probably I tried to look after them off the ice as well as on. I felt that my home was open to them because when they come in junior, you have to be more like a father as well as a coach, and you can't just draw the line and say, my home is my home. I've always opened up the players. Many of them have stayed over and lived with me till I got a spot for them to live, and I just felt that they're my responsibility till they became pros, and I worked for them to become a pro, and I think that's why they sort of have a feeling for me that I persevered with some of them, and now they're making sure that they're going to look after me.
So do you have to change now, or say you become head coach of the New York Islanders? Will you continue to be the same way?
I hope so. I don't want to ever change. I feel that if you can get to talk to your players on and off the ice, certainly if they're having a problem, I'd rather have them come to me face to face, nip it in the bud before it got to be a big molehill that they can't climb. And I feel that as long as I stay my way, to be honest with the players and be loyal to them, they'll certainly be loyal to me.
You coached a youngster that plays with the Chicago Blackhawks, an all-star defenseman, Doug Wilson. How do you come up with a player of his ability, and how do you prevent his skills on the ice? You know him inside out. So what do you do to combat him?
Well, you don't do anything. All you do is you try to stay close, because you know that he's got the intuition to move towards an opening, and he's very quick. He reads the play so well. He's got such a tremendous shot that if you don't stay close to him, he's going to burn you from the blue line. Yet if you stay close, he'll move around you. I just think he's a multi-talented person, and he's in the elite of hockey, but he's just such a down-to-earth guy that it doesn't matter on and off the ice. He's the same type. He'll give everything to win, and when the game's over, he knows he's done his best, and that's the time to relax.
New York Islanders are red hot. Why do you think?
We've all started playing a little bit better. We started playing together, and I think there's a genuine feeling in the team now where we're a little bit looser. For a while there, we were tight. We had a few extra players around the dressing room, and I think some of the fellows were worried, am I going to be in the lineup? Will I be in tonight? Will I be in tomorrow? If I have a bad shift, am I out? Right now, we're not carrying any extra players, except Clark Gillies, who was hurt, and right now, we've just got a healthy position tonight where, we have 7 defense and 1 had to sit out, but we know that everybody's going to play, so everybody knows that they're going to be contributing to our success, and everybody has a feeling now that they have something to do with our wins, and I think that's the position we're in, where everybody wants to go for each other.
Good luck with your coaching career.
Thanks very much, Dale.
My guest was Brian Kilray. Stay tuned. Pat and I will be back with highlights of the second period after these messages.
Here we go at the third period as the Blackhawks have a 3-2 lead over the Islanders, and the draw is controlled while the Islanders shooting it in. Jack O'Callahan put it to the far side. Steve Larmer now cleared it to Doug Wilson. Wilson to the Islander line. Shoot one, and the Hawks were ruled to be offside anyway.
In 19 games that the Hawks have had the lead this year, they've only lost 1 time. They've won 15 games and tied 3 of them. The Islanders, on the other hand, have come from behind to win 5 times.
There's the draw into the New York end. Stefan Persson is back. Persson gave it to Randy Boyd. His feed to Bossy at center. Mike Bossy to Persson. His pass broken up, and Troy Murray shoots it in. Randy Boyd is back. Boyd cleared it to Bossy, who deflects it into the Blackhawk zone. Ben Wilson is on it. Moving around the boards to Troy Murray, who clears the center. Islanders, Boyd tied up by Olczyk, and they'll tie it up on the board.
Randy Boyd, who was Blackhawk property, picked up in the waiver draft as he was left unprotected, has really performed well for this New York Islander team. And Brian Kilray, who was my guest in the second period, probably a big part for that, big reason for his improvement. And Kilray had him in junior hockey, where Boyd was rated one of the top defensemen in junior hockey in Ontario.
Face off at center ice. Here's the draw to Gord Dineen. Dineen clearing it into the Blackhawk zone. Brown put it to the near side. Darryl Sutter tied up along the boards by Tonelli, who tries to jam it free. He does the Flatley for Tonelli's side of the net. Tonelli centered one. Came to the line. Janssen a long shot. Knocked down in the slot. Now controlled by Brown. And he chipped it to center ice. Lysiak in his own end. Got it to Darryl Sutter. He rolled it to Brown. Back to Sutter over the line. Sutter moving in. Centered one. It was deflected away from Bob Murray. And the Islanders start back. Greg Gilbert shot it to Flatley, who clears it in. Greg Gilbert in the far corner comes together with Murray. Puck cleared behind the net to Bergevin. Here's Mark Bergevin. Moving out of his own zone. Had it knocked away by Bourne. Bob Murray moves back and cleared it into the center ice area. Everybody battles away. Now it's cleared into the Hawk end C-court. Shot it to Larmer. Steve Larmer put it over the line, but Savard was in ahead of the play. And we get a whistle. Early in the third period, Chicago 3, the Islanders 2. Back after this on Sports Vision and WBBM. Face off at the Islander line. Here's the draw. Taken by Pearson to Brent Sutter. His feed broken up. Cleared into the New York end. Smith to the far side for Dwayne Sutter. He gave it to Boyd back of the net. Randy Boyd shot it by everybody down all the way, and this will be an icing call against the Islanders.
Don't forget now, if you want to be guaranteed your Stanley Cup playoff tickets, call Mildred at 943-7000 today. I guess it's tonight.
Well, you can do it tomorrow if you want.
Well, not according to that.
Face off to the left of Billy Smith. There's the draw. Going behind the net, Dineen to the near side, Bossy. Gave it back to Gord Dineen behind the goal. He sends it away to Brian Trottier. Now Bourne. Bobby Bourne over the Hawk line. Centered one. Trottier to the near side. To far point for Janssen. Shoots. And a save by Sauvé. Rebound scramble. Hawks have had trouble in that area tonight. Puck came free to Dineen. Far side, Janssen, the drive. That's knocked down by Frazier in front. Hurt Frazier to Troy Murray. He had it taken away to Bossy. Mike Bossy to Trottier over the line, shooting. And Sauvé the save. Rebound cleared to Darryl Sutter. Steps over the line. Tries to walk around and check in. He was turned around by Ken Morrow. Now Boudelier takes a long shot. That sails wide. And Sauvé is going to glove it at the side of the goal and get a whistle.
The Islanders tonight have been shooting a lot of high hard ones at Sauvé. You see Sauvé standing up on his skates, his head just over the crossbar. Won't be getting any tryouts with the Bulls.
Well, you never know. Maybe he can dunk.
I'll tell you one thing, Sauvé will be good in a short series.
Face off to the right of the Hawk goal. Here's the draw. Islanders digging out to Nelly, far corner to the line. Pearson, here's the shot. That's blocked at the defense. Tonelli again. Bounced it loose to Gilbert. He took a hit from Lysiak, who took it away nicely to Bob Murray. Murray back to Lysiak. Lysiak, stick handling beautifully around Flatley, steps over the line. Lysiak rolled it for Brown. Turns in behind, tried to center. Smith blocking it and then juggled, but he held on as he fell in his goal crease.
Tom Lysiak, an artist. When he's at the top of his game, not too many players can stick handle like Tom Lysiak. Nice stick handling maneuver to get across the blue line, get it into Keith Brown. His attempted pass out front deflected off the stick of Smith and almost went in behind him. He had to be very alert.
Face off to the right of Billy Smith. Now they're ready, and the draw taken by Morrow. Ken Morrow to Brent Sutter, who has both Islander goals. And Brent Sutter shoots it in. O'Callahan back. Gave it to Doug Wilson, whose pass slides free to the Islander zone. Boudelier had trouble with Larmer, who knocked it away to Secord. To the line for O'Callahan. Here's the shot. Smith the save, and he holds on. Blackhawks 3, Islanders 2. Back to the stadium after this on Sports Vision and WBBM. Face off to the left of 35-year-old Billy Smith. Smith in his 14th year, the only original Islander left. Bobby Nystrom, also an original Islander, but he has been injured for a good part of the year, and his future much in doubt in terms of a hockey player. So, Billy Smith, the last of the original New York Islanders. Here's Mike Bossy to center, a long shot. Oh, you just hit the side of the net. He shot it while it was on edge. At the line, Janssen. Near point for Dineen. His shot. A blocker save by Sauvé. And back comes Troy Murray. His pass intercepted. Then Fraser got to it. Olczyk moving in center. Murray shot it wide. Rebound to right to Smith. And he holds on.
Troy Murray, if he could handle the pass, had a great opportunity for the hat trick. Kurt Fraser drops it to Olczyk. Olczyk with a backhand pass just into the skates of Troy Murray, and he's unable to pick it up. Good play by Olczyk to get the pass to Troy Murray, but the defenseman was sliding through the middle.
Bob Murray tees it up. His shot saved by Smith. Rebound to Flatley. He cleared to Brent Sutter, shooting it in. Bob Murray goes back. Murray shoveled it ahead to Darryl Sutter. Now Brown gains the line, shooting right on, and a save by Smith. Rebound to Flatley. Pat Flatley on right wing over the Hawk line. Flatley into the corner against Bergevin, who bumped him there. Flatley perseveres, centered a shot, and Gilbert missed the net. Rebound into the near corner. Now Wysiak battling there. Tonelli dug it free. They scrambled at the side of the goal and came to the line. Persson held it in. Now steal by Bob Murray. And Murray gets back to center, shooting it in. Randy Boyd back for the Islanders. Clearing it into the Blackhawks zone. Taken by O'Callahan. Jack O'Callahan to Al Secord. Hits the line. Shooting! And a save by Smith as Secord ripped one toward the short side. Now Doug Wilson in the corner. Put it to the far side, but Dwayne Sutter there for the Islanders. He couldn't get it out, but then it is finally knocked free to center. Hawks throw it right back in. Boudelier to the near side. Michaela couldn't get it out. Wilson a drive. Smith a save, and he holds on. Now Dennis Savard, a little glove in the face of Billy Smith. And a little gathering, but no further development.
Well, after the deflection of the Doug Wilson shot, Billy Smith came up and had words with Savard, nose to nose with him, and then Savard got the stick up and scraped the mask of Billy Smith. Smith goading Savard into a penalty.
Blackhawk penalty number 18, Dennis Savard, 2 minutes for high sticking at 7:12.
Doug Wilson's low shot deflected. Smith makes the save. Smith has words. The stick of Savard right under the throat of Billy Smith. The high sticking penalty, we didn't see it, but after that, Savard just clipped the mask of Billy Smith, and Lewis calls a penalty.
Did get the stick up under the face protector of Billy Smith. And now the Islanders go to the power play. Look out now. Both Islander goals have come with the extra man. There's the draw. Shot behind the New York net. Joey Murray, a big hit on Janssen. Murray wants to freeze it, but the Islanders jam it free. Now here they come with Bossy. Mike Bossy shooting it in. Going to the far corner, Trache centered it, Doug Wilson stealing, and Wilson pulled away from a check, wasting a little time, bounced one to Bob Murray. Murray coming over the Islander line, then lost the handle there. Taken by Janssen. Thomas Janssen into the Blackhawks zone, lost it to Brown. Keith Brown fires it down all the way. Pearson to Bossy at center. Dropped it back to Pearson. Now the Islanders move over the line. Bossy moving and shoots. Solvay the pad save. Rebound far corner. Bossy digging it out there to the line for Janssen. Now for Pearson. His pass broken up. Ludzig diving, and he's able to clear it to center and then gets it down all the way. 40 seconds for the Islander power play. Pearson now shooting it in. Over to the far corner goes Brent Sutter. Bounced it back to the net to brother Dwayne. Again to Brent Sutter. Sutter's pass deflecting back into the Islander zone. Time for one more New York power play rush. Bossy hits the line. Turning in the far point. Pass bouncing loose, and Troy Murray shoots it down all the way. Now the Hawk penalty is over. Both teams are back at full strength as it's cleared into the Chicago zone. Secord backcourt. Secord having trouble with Flatley. Now lost it behind the net. Doug Wilson wants to freeze it. A couple of players fall down, and the puck is covered. 10.5 to go in the third. 3-2 Chicago. Back after this on Sports Vision and WBBS. Let's take 10 for identification. This is Chicago Blackhawk hockey.
The station that brings you the Bulls, the Blackhawks, the White Sox, and the Sting. Sports Vision.
Face off to the right of Bob Sauvé. Lysiak and young Roger Kortko get ready. To Flatley, couldn't tee it up, bouncing back to the line, and Brown there's it to the New York line. Dineen has it there. Gord Dineen flipped one to center. Patrick Flatley bouncing it in. Brown took a bump in the corner. He and Gilbert battle there, and they'll hold it for a whistle. Blackhawks' next action is Saturday afternoon. Will be in Quebec City as the Hawks meet the Quebec Nordiques, who are trying to get on top of the Adams division. Quebec at the moment 8 games over 500.
The final score, they just knocked off Montreal 3-2 in another battle between those two teams in Quebec. Now Quebec only 3 points behind Montreal. They have 62 points. Going into the game, they were tied for 5th overall with these Islanders.
So we'll be there on Saturday afternoon, 12:50 with the radio pregame, and 1 o'clock will begin on Sports Vision for the Blackhawks and Quebec Saturday afternoon. Face off here to the right of Bob Sauvé. Now everybody tries to get ready. There's the draw to Boudelier. Shoot! So he sailed that one up off the glass. Rebounding to Secord. And he sends it in. All Boudelier back. And he cleared it all the way down to the Hog zone. This will be an icing call against the Islanders as Doug Wilson puts the touch on it with 10 minutes to go in regulation time.
New York Rangers and the St. Louis Blues in a battle, a very important game for both those clubs, 3-3 in the third period.
Face-off will be to the left of Smith. Now they're ready. Here's the draw. Olczyk rolled it in front. Bossy steals there. Couldn't get it out. Troy Murray tees it up. His shot blocked by Pearson. Rebounding to Bossy. He clears not out. DuPont a long shot. Tipped right on and a save by Smith, who then defiantly lifts the stick up as if to protect himself. And the whistle sounds. Face off to the right of the Islander veteran Smith. There's the draw to the line. Ben Wilson shot blocked. Rebounding to the near side. There to the far board and Bourne. Bourne bounced one to Trottier, who shot it to center. Here's Bossy. His pass to Bourne over the line. And it's then stolen by Troy Murray. Murray shooting it in. Randy Boyd deep in his own end. Clearing it out to center. Taken by Ben Wilson. The DuPont in his own end. And he bounced it to the Islander line. Here's Pearson to Trottier. And Trottier clearing it to the Hawk end. Gilbert on the far side. Flipped it behind the goal. Taken by Jerome DuPont. To Kurt Frazier on the left wing boards, and he flipped it into the Islander end. Thomas Janssen puts Gord Dineen out to center, and then the Islanders shoot it in. There to the far corner, Gilbert. Bounced it free to Kortko. Lysiak stepped into him. Gilbert tries to dig it out. Bergevin crunched him. Puck loose to the far side. Brown couldn't get it out. And now it is whacked free to center ice. Thomas Janssen for the Islanders. Carries to center, shooting it in. On the far side, Bob Murray. Got it loose to Brown. Keith Brown on right wing. Carries over the line, shoots one, and that's gloved by Smith. He put it to the near side, flatly. Bounced it to Dwayne Sutter. Sutter flipping it deep to the Hog zone. Taken by Jack O'Callahan to Darryl Sutter. Sutter steps over the line. Now moving in. Sutter centered one. And the stick of Lysiak, or rather Larmer, tied up in front. Now the Islanders clear it back to the Hawk zone. Sauvé bounced it to Sutter. He shot it ahead. Here's a 2-on-1. Larmer over the line to Savard. The centering pass. And it actually was a backhand shot that Smith gloved. And he holds on. The Blackhawks 3, the Islanders 2. 7 minutes to go in the third. Back in a moment on Sports Vision and BBMAM. Pat Foley and Dale Callan back in Chicago Stadium, and it looks like we may go right to the wire tonight. 7 minutes to go, 3-2 Chicago. Draw to the left of Bill Smith. Face off to Boyd. Randy Boyd rings it around the boards to Mike Bossy on right wing. Bossy over the Hawk line. Now flipped it to the far corner. Pinelli got it free behind the net, but Ben Wilson is there. And he cleared it ahead to Troy Murray. Murray shoots it in. Boyd gets back. Randy Boyd's pass missed everybody. Slides to the Hawk zone. DuPont cleared it away to Frazier. Kurt Frazier over the line. Frazier into the near corner. Centered one, and Kache was there to steal that. Kache to Thomas Janssen. Into the Hawk zone. Janssen near side. Shoots one, and a blocker saved by Smith. Rebound Dineen. Had it knocked away by Bergevin. And it's cleared out to center ice. Gord Dineen back over the line. Bergevin bumped him again, and Bob Murray couldn't get it out. Bossy center one. Lysiak blocked that with a nifty move, and the Islanders unable to hang on. The Hawks move away. Darryl Sutter to Lysiak over the line. Lysiak tied up by Janssen. Now he's lost his stick, but kicks it in behind the goal. Taken by Darryl Sutter. Now centered one. Came to Bergevin. He couldn't get off a shot as Kache moves back. Clearing it into the Hawk zone. Kache and Brown had quite a battle a moment ago in front of the Islander goal. Now the Hawks want to freeze it, and they do. 5.5 to go. 3-2 Hawks. Back in a moment on Sports Vision and WBBM.
Where you going? It's Michelob.
This is it. Opening night.
Brian, party of two.
You're on your way to the top.
Hey, it was just great.
No other beer is brewed and aged like exceptionally smooth Michelob.
Table for two?
Oh, that'll be about 45 minutes.
We did it.
Where you going? It's Michelob.
Face-off coming to the left of Bob Sobey. Here's the draw. Al Secord pushed it into the Islander zone. The race is on. Boudelier touching it first, they say, and that'll be an icing call against the Hawks.
Sports Vision's exciting coverage of the Chicago Sting continues Sunday when they kick off against the Pittsburgh Spirit. Join Howard Balsam and Kenny Stern starting at 1 o'clock to catch all the action only on Sports Vision. And a reminder, keep in touch with the best places in town to eat and what movies to see with Sherman Kaplan's Restaurant and Movie Reviews, only on News Radio 78 WBBM AM.
Face off to the left of Sauvé again. Dennis Savard and Brent Sutter get ready. Here's the draw to O'Callahan. He put it to the far side. Steve Warmer pushed it to the Islander line. Now back to center ice it goes. Doug Wilson to Al Secord, a two-line pass. And a whistle. We're down to 5 minutes remaining.
St. Louis coming from behind. They were trailing 3-2 and now lead the Rangers 4-3.
Blackhawks have a 6-point lead over the St. Louis Blues, but the Blues have 3 games in hand, so the lead is not quite as big as it might seem. Face off at the Hawk line. And the draw taken by Bob Murray. Murray ahead for Lysiak. He's tied up at center. And now it's Cleared ahead to Flatley. Patrick Flatley on the near side. Rolled into the corner. Roger Kortko dug it loose for Flatley. Then Lysiak bumped him off the puck as he was ready to shoot. Back comes Daryl Sutter. Sutter hits the line. Rolled a weak one on. Billy Smith stopped it. And now the Islanders clear it back to the Blackhawk line. And then Kortko came in offside.
Very close checking third period. A game of chess.
The Blackhawks in this period have had 9 shots on goal. They have held the Islanders to 2 shots on net so far through 15 minutes. Here's the draw, taken by DuPont. Got it to Troy Murray turning. Now to Frazier shooting it in. Thomas Janssen back for the Islanders. Janssen gave it to Deneen, who shot it to center. Mike Bossy flipping it in. Over to the far corner it goes. They battle away along the board. Squirts free. Trache at the side of the net. Now left it there and it's covered up. And we have a whistle. Blackhawks 3, Islanders 2, down to 4 minutes remaining. Back after this on Court Vision and WBBM. Blackhawks clinging to a 3-2 lead. They've managed to hang on to it for the balance of this period. We've played 16 minutes, and Islanders have not had many sniffs around the island, around the Blackhawk goal. Ready. Face off to the right of Sauvé. Here's the draw to Boudelier. Shoot right on. Sauvé the save. Rebound to the Blackhawks. Larmer cleared it to Secord, shooting it in. All Boudelier back. He sends it ahead to Nico Michaela. Michaela over the Hawk line. A weak shot. Sauvé handles that, and he's going to cover it up.
St. Louis knocks off the Rangers. They now have 23 wins, go 3 games above 500, and have 53 points. We get a break in the action that gives us time to give us tonight's Anheuser-Busch player of the game. It has to go to Troy Murray. Troy Murray, who scored 2 goals this game, is 33rd, his 32nd and 33rd, and his 33rd was a shorthanded goal. And right now, that proves to be the winner if it holds up.
Here's the draw, taken by Doug Wilson. Back of that, he's bumped, came loose to Kortko, then he was tied up by Bob Murray. And it's cleared to the far corner. Kortko has it there. Centered one. Gilbert couldn't get to the pass. Now Gilbert put it to the line. Boyd's pass broken up, but the Islanders hold it in. Came to the far corner. Taken by Doug Wilson there. Got it to Lysiak, who clears the center ice. 3 minutes remaining in regulation time. Now the Islanders Flatley over the line to Gilbert. The drive and a save by Sauvé. Juggling. Another save by Sauvé. Rebound back of the net. Came loose to Sutter. Daryl Sutter bounced one loose to Ben Wilson. Wilson to center, just dumping it in. Now Stefan Pearson back for the Islanders. Here to Trache. He shot it ahead to Bossy. Tries to move in. DuPont able to tie him up. There to the far side. Janssen held it in, but gave it right to Murray for Daryl Sutter. Sutter over the line, shooting. He shot it wide. Rebound to the near side. Sutter would like to freeze it for the Hawks, but the Islanders jam it loose. Here's Thomas Janssen. 23-year-old defenseman over the line. Janssen, far corner to Trache, centered one, came right back to him. Put it to the line, Deneen. Here's a shot. That missed the net. Rebound to Kurt Frazier, and he couldn't get it out. Bossy held it in for Tonelli. And Frazier stealing, trying to clear, couldn't do it. Tonelli in the corner, center one to Need, and a save rebound, and another save by Sauvé. And the Hawks clear it back into the Islander zone. Boy, Mike Bossy with those great hands had a rebound chance. Didn't get much wood on the shot, though, and Sauvé held him on. Now Bob Murray in his own end. Cleared it ahead, and the pass just missed Savard, or he might have been in. Savard chasing after it, saved an icing call with hustle. And the Islanders have to start back. Mikko Mikhaila into the Blackhawks zone, moving in, shooting. Doug Wilson blocked it to Dwayne Sutter. He turns behind the goal. Dwayne Sutter jammed it free for Brent. Brent Sutter then tied up. Larmer took it away and clears the Savard at center. Dennis Savard over the line into the slot, the spinorama backhander. And a save by Smith. We're down to the final minute of play. In regulation time, Hawks lead 3-2. There goes Smith to the bench. 6 skaters on for the Islanders as the Hawks clear it back into the Islander zone. Pearson shooting it out to center ice. Brent Sutter to brother Dwayne, shooting it in, 40 seconds left. Back of the Hawk goal, Brent Sutter sent it, Boyd, a scramble. Sauvé held on. The Islanders have scored both of their goals tonight off goal mouth scrambles. That time, Sauvé able to shut the door.
There's a quick little pass out front to Randy Boyd. Boyd just to the left of Sauvé. Sauvé looks to his right, moves across quickly to stop the Boyd shot, and then Boyd paid the price. The puck's still not frozen. Lewis loses sight of it, and this time blows the whistle. A very similar play to the second Islander goal, where the puck squirted loose for a long period of time. Lewis did not blow the whistle. Sauvé argued with Lewis that he should have, and yet the Islanders continued to hack away until they scored.
The Islanders take their 30-second timeout here. We've got 33 seconds to go in regulation time. Hawks at one time led 3-0 in the game, but 2 Islander power plays late in the second period have made it a tight contest. Al Arbor not really saying anything to his players. He just called the timeout to give his big guns a rest for one final push.
With a late flurry for a long period of time in this third period. They only had 2 shots on goal.
Blackhawks on home ice 13-7-4 so far this year, and the Islanders are one of only 4 teams in the NHL that are over 500 on the road. The Islanders, 11 wins, 9 losses, and 4 ties away from home. Only Edmonton, Philadelphia, Washington, and the Islanders have records of better than 500 away from home so far this year. You'll notice 3 of those 4 teams are from the Patrick Division. But here the Blackhawks try to hold on to a 3-2 advantage. 6 attackers out there for the Islanders. 33 seconds to go in the third. Face off to the left of Bob Sauvé. Now Brent Sutter will go after the draw against Troy Murray. And everybody moving early. Ready again. Here's the draw. Everybody battling away. Came free to the corner. Doug Wilson trying to clear. Couldn't get it out. Here's Bossy. A shot deflected over the crossbar. Rebound far corner. Brown battles there. Would like to freeze it. He does. 18 seconds to go.
Doug Wilson got to the faceoff. In his attempt to clear it out of his own zone, he was hacked on the upper hand of his stick, his right hand, and he just couldn't get much on it. It was intercepted, and Bossy's low shot deflected off the skate of Bob Murray over the net. But Wilson shaking his hand. A good play by the Islanders as he was ready to clear it to try and knock that one hand off the stick.
Bob Pulford calls Keith Brown over to make sure he's got his assignment straight. This time Trottier will step in for the face-off against Troy Murray. This one's to the right of Sauvé, 18 seconds to go. Now ready. Here's the draw. Trottier won it to Janssen. The drive. Missed the net. Rebound to the near side. Boyd holding it in. Centered one. Through to the far corner. Trottier put it in front. Sauvé gloving. 6 seconds to go.
The Islanders did what they were meant to do. They drew the puck back to the left defenseman, Janssen, and his low shot missed the target.
Now I think the Blackhawks want a timeout, and they do. So with 6 seconds left, the Hawks will gather around Robert Jesse Pulford.
Doesn't matter where you position your players. If you don't win the faceoff, it's all meaningless. Obviously, there's a program, if you do lose the faceoff, what to do in that particular situation. Two different things that can happen. You win the draw, and then everyone goes to a spot. Or if you lose the draw, then you've got to take a man out.
Get ready. Face-off will be to the right of Sauvé. 6 seconds to go. Blackhawks 3, Islanders 2. It'll be Troy Murray against Brian Trottier for the draw as the crowd now all rises to their feet. Here's the draw. Taken by Bob Murray. Turns behind the net. Gonna waste some time. It's all over. The Blackhawks win. Troy Murray won the face-off, and Bob Murray ran out the clock. In the third period, there was no scoring. The Blackhawks had 8 shots on goal in the period, and the New York Islanders wind up with 11. And the game totals 33 Islander shots, 32 Chicago shots. But in the final analysis, the Hawks pick up their 26th victory of the year, breaking a 7-game Islander undefeated streak. And we'll wrap it up in a moment. Your final score, Chicago 3, the Islanders 2. Blackhawks are now 6 games over 500, 26 wins, 20 losses, and 7 ties, and they maintain the 6-point lead over the St. Louis Blues on top of the Norris Division. A 3-2 victory tonight over the red-hot New York Islanders, who had not lost in 7 straight. Very tightly played third period, and the Blackhawks again able to protect a slim lead.
Well, they've done that so remarkably well all year. They've only lost once when they've had the lead in 19 games. Now it's only once in the last 20 games where they've had the lead. They did a great job on the Islanders. They should have won the game easily. They had a 3-0 lead. They were 0 for 6 in their power play. Could have had much more of a commanding lead in the middle part of the second period. 2 late power play goals made it a contest. And then in the third period, the Hawks did a remarkable job of controlling the Islanders. 12, 13 minutes gone in the period. The Islanders only had 2 shots on goal, and they were long shots. And then as the period progressed, the Islanders kept pressing and tried to get that equalizer, but to no avail. There were a few dangerous moments late after the Hawks lost a couple of face-offs. But overall, I thought the Hawks commanded play in the entire game, except for a brief flurry late in the second period.
Well, the Blackhawk power play continues to have a tough time, and yes, the Islanders did score 2 power play goals tonight, but it was the Blackhawk a short-handed team that wound up winning the game.
Well, the penalty killers did a great job, regardless of the 2 power play goals late in the second period. Olchek at the bottom of the screen clipped Pearson, got in the way of him for Troy Murray to get on the breakaway, and breakaway makes the move to the left, slips it under the pads of Smith. That made it 3-0 and it proved to be the game winner. Troy Murray's second goal of the game and the 4th shorthanded goal of the year. He's just having an outstanding season. I thought Dennis Savard had a great game, had nothing to show for it, held pointless, had an 8-game scoring streak snap, but he had a lot of chance. I think he was just a little overeager. He probably felt so great tonight coming off the All-Star game where he had a good performance. He just was a little bit overeager and mishandled the puck a few times where he would have had breakaways.
I think the Blackhawks, as a team, and certainly Kurt Fraser in particular, take a little extra sweetness out of this game, beating Billy Smith and the Islanders.
Well, I'm sure they would have liked to have capitalized more on their power play, had a 5 or 6-0 lead, and then maybe taken a few physical shots at Billy Smith. But this is, I guess, in a way, retribution for all the stuff that Billy Smith has pulled, knocking him off. They've been sort of avoiding the Blackhawks by not playing Billy Smith for the last few years because of the Fraser situation. Rudy has been carrying the mail, but Smith was in there tonight. He was red hot. He was 6-0 coming into this game. Played really well, especially when the Hawks had a 2-man advantage. But winning and beating him is always nice.